Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Talking Tuesday with My Child First. For those of you who are surprised to see me here rather than Tanvi is also around, but we have something exciting for you today. Hi, Tanvi. We can see people joining in. We're just giving everybody a few more moments to come in. Good afternoon and welcome to Talking Tuesday. Hey, hey. Hi, Anshika. Hi, Rashmee. Welcome. Yeah, so our series on Talking Tuesday right now is been about how parents can bond with their babies. We've been talking about babies all along, but now it's time to give some love and attention to parents as well. So you've heard me talk many times, but if it's the truth, it's universal. Universal. Oh my God, you just made me trip, Anchika. And we thought that we talked about 5 pathways of bonding with your baby. And we talked about 2 last time, which was connect with your baby, read the cues and respond. And the other 3, we decided to get some wonderful guests in to talk to you about these very specific pathways. Each of our guests are kind of an expert in their field, but what we would like to hear from them is why they chose to do what they're doing and what is a bit of their personal story. So today I have with me Rashmee from Anmol Baby Carriers, and we're going to talk about baby wearing. Just give me a moment to invite her. Just waiting for her to come on, and then we will take off and talk about baby wearing as a pathway for mother-baby bonding. We want to present this information in a way, yeah.
Hi,
Hi.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you for being here, Rashmi.
I can't hear you somehow.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well.
All right, let me just see what's happening. Okay, can you hear me? Yes, I
Yes,
can
I
hear
can. Yeah. Okay,
you.
so welcome to Talking Tuesday with My Child First, Rashmi. Thank you for so much for giving us your time and being here and sharing with us. And I was just letting everybody who's listening in today and later that we've been talking about parents. We've been talking about babies endlessly, but this time we are talking about parents, and we are talking about 5 pathways of connecting with your baby or bonding with your baby, and baby wearing is one of them. And that is why it is, I'm so excited to have you here. And so for those of you who don't know Rashmi, um, she's an architect who is now an entrepreneur and is the founder of Anmol Baby Carriers. But what is interesting about her story is that she stitched her first baby wearing carrier by herself because there was nothing else available. And, what really jumped at me was 2 things: that no matter where women are, what their qualifications are, we are really good and tuned in to be mothers. So we have great instincts and intuition around that. And having a baby is actually not a pause in your life. In fact, it's a time when you open up so many other avenues and
That's right.
redefine yourself. So, baby wearing, and take it away, Rashmi. Tell us all about why baby bearing is a great pathway to bonding.
Okay, first, let me start by saying thank you so much, Divya, for having me on Talking Tuesday. Especially because the kind of work that you do is something that I admire, and there was a time when I completely revered it as well. So the work you do is so important, and it's so rare in India somehow, even though it shouldn't be, but that's what it is. So we as professionals, you and I are trying to do the same thing in so many ways, which is ensure the well-being of moms and babies. And this is why I choose to do what I do. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining in. Um, I'll quickly just tell you what my journey has been and why is it so important that I chose this as a way of uh, my life and what I intend for, women, my sisters in India. So, I'll quickly just talk about two things. The first thing is, what baby wearing did for me personally, and then how I like on researching what it really takes to be a good parent, and the benefits that I got through my own experiences. So I started my baby bearing journey or the search for it because I had a preterm baby. And on researching that if I wear my baby close to me and nurse him as often as possible, he will be able to put on weight faster because he was born just 1 kilo. And because I didn't find anything else, I didn't find a carrier that suited us. And I really honestly searched, and whatever carriers I tried didn't work for us. Having said that, I also attended a lot of parenting workshops. I work with a lot of psychologists to understand what it takes to raise children who are connected. And I had absolutely no clue about how to raise my own. But during the time that the first one was born, I knew that it had to be natural and connected. When I was nursing him, that too was a challenge. And because he was born tiny. However, there was a little support that I got very briefly and randomly from people that I reached out to, and they reached out back to me and supported me through that uh, very, very essential and scary period for me, which was the first year of my preterm baby's birth, right? Um, at at that juncture, when I got that weak and small support, which was so giant for me, I had made up my mind that कुछ भी हो जाए, I am going to make sure that in some way or the other, I am going to get women connected so that they are able to support each other. Because every time I got that 5 minute phone call, Divya, I'll be like, oh man, I'm getting supported because my mom didn't understand, mother-in-law didn't understand, nobody knew how to raise a preterm, and nobody believed in breastfeeding. They were like, chalo, formula pilao. So that's, how I reached out to so many different people to help me out. Coming baby number two, and I was ready with my wrap. I was like, I'm going to wear my baby no matter what, because the first guy is high needs anyway. So I did it, and because I had researched enough, I knew this is going to work, and it did, like a dream. And a lot of parents who are in support groups for breastfeeding and childbirth. I was in this Lal HAV group with Dr. Manisha Gogri. And, they were like, come on, make these wraps for us. Do well. And I did that. I tried to become a lactation counselor, but really, Divya, with two children and all that parhai and biology and everything, I was like, मेरे से तो ये नहीं होने वाला. So I said, forget it. लेकिन I definitely can, promote baby wearing because nobody's talking about it. And all the goodness that you want to give your children, which is secure attachment, closeness, all of that comes to your baby if you wear your baby. So my concerns were, how do I keep my baby calm? How do I keep my baby connected? How do I raise a leader? How do I raise a confident child? How do I raise my children to go out into the world and be awesome human beings, right? That's what every mommy wants, है ना? And I realized that when I do that with my own child, which is baby wearing, and I'm tuning into my child is super calm, my baby is relaxed, happy, and even though he was called chewing gum for the first 3 years of his life, because he was always stuck to me, it's okay. I mean, that's what I really enjoyed, and our nursing relationship was fantastic. I had a midwife for my second birth, and that is why I could totally tell the difference between having no support and the right kind of support through um, having a supported birth, and she helped me as well. So, so now let's talk about what is it that really happens when you wear your baby with regards to bonding. So, like we've been, discussing, the mom baby dialogue is meant to be together for the first 3 years of an infant's life. Even in our spiritual, like if you go through the spiritual pathways or whatever, they say 5 years. And if you go as per physiology and biology and all of that, if you're looking at the well-being of a child, when his ability to sustain himself with regards to immunity and take care of his needs, it's the age of 5. But we can start with the first and the most important relationship that a child has. It's with his primary caregiver, which is the mother. So is everybody with me on this? If you are, if you agree, if you're a mom, tell us where you joined in from. Just put it in the comments. If you have any questions, you can ask. So yeah, so having said that, the mom baby relationship is so because of um, the way the human actually evolved, right? So their brains grew really, really large, and as compared to their other relatives, and so therefore, in terms of evolution, because their heads were much bigger now, but the rest of their body was really tiny, which includes the birth canal. The baby needed to be expelled, literally expelled out of the mother's body 9 months too early. All right, because the mother's body couldn't sustain the baby inside, because her blood pressure would explode and her body would grow that much bigger, right? So that is the reason why the baby needed to be on the mom, stuck to her as though they were 1 unit, as though they are 1 unit. And that's exactly the reason why, if a mother listens to her own instincts and tunes into the baby, she realized that she can't do without her baby close to her. So, I remember this time when everything was fine. My baby was in my room after having given birth, and he was put into a crib in my room, even though we were rooming in. I was so restless, and this was baby number 2. And I was like, what's going on? Why am I so restless? And as soon as he was close to me, I was absolutely fine. So, what's really happening here? So, what's really happening, Divya, is basically the mommy brain. The receptors in her brain work smoothly and are able to actually feel less stressed and calm if the baby is close to her. And that's what baby wearing really does. It keeps your baby close to you. It helps you connect with your baby. It helps you to tune into your baby's needs instantly because you start recognizing them. And it's an instinct that's really happening. You don't have to try too much. You just hang in there. Don't listen to your phone. Don't listen to people around you, but you just listen to your own inner voice and heart and what your body is telling you, your mind is telling you towards the baby, towards yourself. You will actually be able to instinctively connect with your baby and tune in. When you do that, babies also do the same. They need the mom. It's not like babies want mothers. It's a need because they are unable to take care of themselves, right? And when they have their primary caregiver and nourisher and nurturer responding to them immediately, what starts happening to their brains is fantastic. So, because there's no stress that's happening, the optimal, it's like, you have an optimum situation happening where there's no disturbances. So, you can grow really well. So those are the foundations for nurturing, and those are the foundations for creating relationships and bonds. Besides the chemical reactions like oxytocin, prolactin, and all of those that start, immediately getting generated in your body because you have your baby so close to you. So everybody talks about the love hormone, everybody talks about bonding. But what really you have to remember that even though you are somebody who has like other stuff going on, if you just listen in, even if you have issues, listen in. Like you may be going through postnatal issues like depression or the baby blues, any of that, even then, listen into your own self, take care of yourself, but also try wearing your baby. When you do that, the closeness to you allows for a lot of the chemicals in your body to start developing maternal instincts, and therefore you are able to create these pathways which are absolutely important for your life, not just for a short period, right? It just transforms you as a human being because there's now neural pathways in your brain and in your baby's brain that get formed to be able to respond to this nurturing that's happening, and for the baby brain to actually grow well, for the baby to be smarter, the baby to be kinder, the baby to be more compassionate. All of these wonderful things start happening if the parents start, to begin with, the mother starts connecting with the baby. So that's why I am doing what I'm doing, because I really believe that now that I know this, I have to go and make sure other moms and babies get that opportunity. I am the product of, the industrial age, not really, but post that, where my parents made sure that I was kept in a crib, in a room which was separate from theirs. And I very clearly remember crying it out big time. So CIO, all the, the things that you don't want to do to your child right now, like keep your child away and all of that. I am a product of or the you shouldn't do this kind of business. Okay. So for me to actually connect to my own children has always been an uphill task. Even now, so the it's important, and I recognize that it's important, so that they feel connected to themselves to start with, and to the rest of the world. Now we can talk about the other stuff, which is actually baby wearing. And when can you start?
Yeah, there was a question on that, Rashmi.
When your baby is born. And I would go one step further to say you can start baby wearing or practicing it when your baby is still in your womb and you're in your last trimester. You can actually use a wrap or a scarf to help you support your belly and soften up the wrap and get used to the idea of using a device like a baby carrier or a wrap to, so that you are mentally prepped that, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what is going to go into my hospital bag. And this is going to help my baby close to me when the baby's out. So as soon as the first 3 days when you're still taking rest, a great idea is, of course, kangaroo mother care, but also kangaroo father care is fantastic because that gives an opportunity to daddies to bond with the baby as well. So even though, essentially the mom is going to be the caregiver, if dad starts right away, even he will have the same um, pathways of bonding, not to such a large extent, but to a great extent if he starts wearing the baby. While mom is still recovering from birth, daddy can start wearing the baby immediately. That makes the baby calm and relaxed. If mom is to wear the baby, then the baby feels connected and calm, and there's easy access to the boob. And because the parent, the mother, is keeping her baby so close, there's also, like, the opportunity for the milk flow to happen and the opportunity for whole breastfeeding schedule to be successful, uh, and the nursing schedule to get established, the nursing supply and the nursing relationship to get established. It, it's like a big leap in that. So the first 6 weeks are really important because you're listening in and you're going to have a baby. Already order your baby carrier, something that you can use, which is, a breathable baby carrier, which works for newborn baby, which is ergonomic. You get some great baby carriers made by local Indian companies, especially for find those and get one for yourself. Simply because what you start doing is not just uh, helping to get um, a great way to bond with the baby in the first couple of years, but what you'll also be doing is, when your child is older, around 4 or 5 years of age, and you're putting your baby into a room which is like, play school, you realize that you've already got a sense of independence in that child. And the way I have seen the babies who've been baby born for 4 or 5 years. I have friends who uh, started when almost my young years began, and those women diligently wore their babies and sometimes wear them even now. Their children, when they play in school, it is delight to watch because they're so calm, so connected, and it will be a bunch of 10 kids and you walk in And it's not like they keep meeting each other all the time, but you walk in and they're playing quietly. And that is kind of amazing. You won't see that happen in, a regular bunch of kids and parents. It will always be noisy and very, very, that sense of security somewhere is missing. But if you wear regular behavior, the kind of attachment, opportunities that you start providing, the best kind of attachment you want to give your child is something known as security. And that opportunity happens once you start baby. And you can then your own needs as a parent, as a human being, as a woman, as uh, somebody who wants to do stuff beyond just being a mom. You can start doing so much. Like I used to wear my baby, and I used to go to my site, even though it was scary for me then. It was like I was told by my family, "Don't take your baby. ये धूल मिट्टी में कहाँ लेके जाएगी?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to keep my baby with the nanny." Of course, I had a nanny, right? But the nanny was there to do the upar ka stuff. I was handling by myself, and that's hear a lot. A lot of women call me and say, Rashmi, we want to bond with our babies because the jhapa is bonding with our baby now, and we don't know what to do. And can you help us out? What I have to offer to them is seriously, just start petting the baby and go down for a walk. And that first week is so challenging often times for them because they don't know how to handle such a tiny baby. Because there's somebody who's always been there holding the baby, just helping them nurse and taking the baby away. So that's something that changes the game for you. Where the baby in a carrier, your confidence level shoots up as a parent, and the ability to handle your tiny one also goes up. So that's what baby wearing will do for you in the initial few weeks. What does it do for the bond to happen better? If you're able to actually get a workout when you're wearing your baby, that is some way that you can take care of yourself and give yourself self care. You can wear the baby, and the baby tends to fall asleep very easily, or it's the afternoon naps or morning naps that happen on you. There's a lot of things that's happening at that time. Your body is making milk, your hands are free hands, and you can have your chai, not so garam, but yeah, you can have your beverages, you can eat a meal with your baby on you, and you don't have to run into another room to check on baby again and again, right? So, in terms of convenience, you're actually doing yourself a favor. While you are eating, you're also allowing the closest to you for baby to be calm and relaxed and really happy. So, again, the pathways for bonding, for instinctual, for your instinct and baby's instincts to get developed and nurtured are happening. And what else is happening? While you're talking, there are new connections being formed in your baby's brain because his brain is, the rate at which babies' brains and neurons get formed is crazy. And you want to make sure that you are able to help that happen. And a pathway with listening to your voice, watching your mouth, all of that helps your baby get smarter. And therefore, you are creating the most optimal way for your baby to grow. And that's something we Indians don't want to miss out on, right? Smart baby to hum sabko hi chahiye, hai na? So, so those are definitely the ways that the pathways that baby wearing provides for creating bonds, and these are just a few of the reasons.
Wow, that was quite something. But what I did hear from you, and I just
Sorry,
want
I
to,
can't hear you once again. Yeah,
again. Okay, so that was such valuable information, and I love it how you put it in the ways that people want to. People are seeking the smart baby, they're seeking a calm baby, they're seeking a bonding, but they're not able to put it together. And here you are, they're saying that one simple act of keeping your
yes.
baby close is meeting all of them, and baby wearing gives you that opportunity to keep your baby close while you also get on with your own life. So that is really, really wonderful. Um, uh, let's see if we have any questions, but I think we got some really good comments. People were loving what you were saying. A lot of people connected with it. I think, what really struck out for me is that we think of parenting as such a to-do list. That if
Yeah.
we do this, we will get this. But here you are saying that by just simply being with the baby, everything is happening because it's pre-coded. So we have a question, and this is a technical one for you, saying that how are a baby carrier and a baby wrap different?
So a baby wrap is also technically a baby carrier. Um, what is a baby carrier and how do you define baby wearing? When you use an external device, whether it's a wrap or a buckle carrier or a ring sling, anything that helps to keep your baby close to you, that device is called a baby carrier, and that act is called baby wearing. So, how is it different? A wrap actually is a long piece of fabric that you can use to tie in a certain way, and it's magical. Like the world over, the baby carrier started off with the baby wrap. And even in the northeast and the southeast regions of India, and in some regions of Himachal, women in matrilineal societies or tribes wear their babies in wraps and carriers that they hand weave themselves. You don't have to do that. You have companies like Anmol Baby who actually get fabrics hand woven especially for baby wearing. You can buy one of those. Or a baby carrier that behaves like a wrap. It keeps your baby close to you. It traps your baby on you and allows for you to be able to hold your baby in a position naturally, like in the natural M position, which is, the froggy position when they are stripped out. And that's the position that you should aim for to look for. What consists of good baby carrier is one that allows for you to be able to keep your baby close to you in the same way that you're holding them. The baby carrier needs to be such that it supports baby's natural curve of spine, which is a C when baby is born, and starts straightening up of through the first year of baby's birth. And also the baby carrier should allow the baby's legs to be supported right up to baby's knees, ideally in the M position or the frog leg position. The baby carrier must be very breathable. It should support you to be able to be comfortable in it and also the baby. So that's what you look for in a baby carrier. Baby carriers with buckles are called buckle carriers, and you get baby carriers for newborn babies as well. So those are things that you can look for in a good baby carrier.
So there's a question that came to my mind. Is there anything that you have to be careful of, or you should pay attention to when you're wearing your baby?
Absolutely. Like, there are manufacturer rules that you need to follow. If there is a baby carrier that is bought from somewhere, pay close attention to the instructions that come with the baby carrier. Make sure that you follow something which basic rules known as the TICS rule. So you keep your baby in the carrier where the carrier is tight. You should be able to see the airways, the nose, and the mouth. You should be able to keep your baby close enough to kiss. Your baby should be high on you. And the chin and chest need to have a gap. You know the same rules that are followed when you breastfeed, so that the airways are clear. And baby's back needs to be supported up to the nape of the neck because baby's musculature is not developed till they're about 1 year of age. And you need to ensure that you're supporting your baby back at whatever stage of growth they are in. So those are the things you need to ensure you are doing when you're using a baby carrier.
Okay. There was also a question that asked saying, are there some babies who don't like to be carried?
Yes, there are enough babies who do not like to be carried. So my firstborn had like had issues where uh, being a preterm baby, sometimes preterm babies can't stand the amount of stimuli that being held gives. So those are some of the times that you need to actually cue in, like what's happening with my baby. What do I need to watch out for? What is it that I need to take care of? So, and also there are signs with children who are different in their abilities to process touch and stimuli like sound and other such. So it becomes too much for them. Or there is something that you need to be aware of that your baby is trying to tell you that, hey, listen, there is something which is different and therefore you can't wear me. So pay close attention. Make sure that you're visiting your medical practitioner to be able to rule out any issues or be aware of the issues that are there with your baby if your baby is not likely to be born. But there's also a second thing to this, Divya. As a community, we've not seen baby wearers at all. And our anxiety as, first time mom or second time mom, am I doing this right? What's going on? Is this okay? Am I safe? Am I hurting my baby? All those questions in my head and the anxiety that I have, my breathing and my, stress is getting passed on to the baby when I try the carrier for the first time. So rather than doubting, oh, the baby is not liking it, take a moment, check, what's your pulse rate like, check your anxiety level, and get, a baby wearing consultant to give you a consult. There are enough baby wearing consultants now in India. You can reach out to any of them, and they will be able to guide you through, if you're wearing the carrier, okay, not wearing the carrier, okay. So those are things that you can do for yourself and for your baby. So yes, so if your baby is not liking to be born, first try and also know this babies take a while. Okay, it's not gonna happen in the first try. It's not a school bag that you're wearing. It's not your Gucci that you're taking out for the first time. Okay, it's not as simple as that. You've done that millions of times before. Wearing a baby is new for you, new for your community. You've not seen it all your life. So give yourself time, be kind to yourself, and then, take the effort. It takes effort. Just like breastfeeding takes effort, baby wearing takes at least a week of wearing your baby every day to actually uh, be successful at it. Nobody tells you that.
Yeah.
It won't happen on the first try. So forget it. Unless you're wearing your newborn baby, then it's a breeze.
Okay. There is another question which I want to really clarify, and that is about the baby's legs, especially newborns. And you've said they should be M or folded, but we also find that some carriers would just let their legs be apart. And could you just touch upon that? They just hang out. So, what is something to be very careful of there?
So when you're wearing a newborn baby, you want to make sure that the baby carrier's M position needs to allow for just the width of baby's hips. So it's not a squared squat. It is a narrow squat. It's a narrow squat. So like just the way the baby's head, like if you sorry, hold the baby below baby's arms and lift the baby up, and you see that position. It has to be that size. Your baby carrier cannot be so wide that it's not maintaining that size. Yeah,
And then
that size.
not being
And
pulled
not
apart.
big. No.
And maybe tucked up in like that, like they are in the womb.
Yes,
That's what you're
yes,
saying. Yeah.
yes. So for newborn babies, you don't do that. For older babies, when their legs start coming, when they start growing, that's when that stretch really helps them for their healthy hip development. So that's something that you need to take care of.
Okay.
And
So
you can also have legs in, but make sure there's not too much pressure.
yeah.
As a baby wearing educator, consultant, there are two schools of thought. One that says, no legs in, and the other that says legs in, but make sure you're not putting too much pressure. But we just now say legs out is okay. Just like it's just more comfortable because how many people can I control when I'm selling my baby carriers to? That there's no pressure on baby's legs, right? So those are like my recommendations.
Okay. So three really important things is watch the baby's neck going back, watch the legs how they are, no pressure on the hips, and the airway. Those are the three I picked up as you spoke. Just putting them together.
Sorry, Divya, you have to repeat what you just said. I
I
lost
said
you.
the three things that you really want to be particular about while wearing a baby is making sure that the neck doesn't go back and it has support. The airway is clear, which means the head doesn't hang too much in front or, in some way get blocked, and the legs are having the right amount of pressure and opening so that the baby's development is not overstressed. Have I got that
That's
right?
right. That's right. But I would just use the acronym TICS, which is make sure the baby carrier is tight, not too loose, not too tight, but tight. Uh, uh, your baby's airways are in view at all times. So T for tight, I for in view at all times, C for close enough to keep, K for keep in off chest, and S for supported back and legs. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, they say the babies tend to get very sweaty in the wrap. Do you want to comment on that a little bit and explain that?
Yes, they do, but you enjoy being sweaty and okay when you are next to the person you love, right? So I want to be sweaty with my baby on me because my baby is calm and relaxed as opposed to being cold and away from me when my baby is continuously wanting my touch and attention and it's saying, Mama, hold me, keep me close to you. So I would just say, dress your baby lightly. Make sure that if it's too hot, you're dressing your baby appropriately and uh, not getting them dehydrated. So hydrate them enough and yourself too. Do not wear fabrics which are not absorbing. Um, yeah, those are the things you need to take care of. Turn on the AC, please. We don't mind the AC at all. And yeah, if it's too hot, turn on the fan. If it's really, really very hot and you want to give it a break, just keep your baby on you without any clothes on, right? So yeah, babies tend to get very sweaty in the wrap, but you ask yourself, is my baby happy in the wrap, or it's okay if the baby is unhappy away from you? So that's like, that's what you're getting in return, you know.
Okay, that was so much information. I think it was fabulous. We also have people asking if you could show how a wrap is tied, but I'm sure you have many resources for that. So we are happy to direct them to the resources you have. We'll put them up. Unfortunately, we don't have the time or the space on this medium to show a baby wrap right now, but I know that you have all those resources, and we'll be happy to link people in the right direction to see how a wrap is used and otherwise. And I want to say
Sure.
thank you to you so much for being here, for sharing and taking the time out. Thank you, Rashmi.
It was my pleasure, and thank you. You can reach out to me and message me on Rashmi Bhatia Gajra or also on Anmol Baby Carrier. I'll be more than happy to guide you and help you with any baby wearing queries that you have. And we're always here to support you for your baby wearing
Yeah.
needs. Thank you so much, Divya. It was great having this conversation. I am so grateful.
Yeah. So those of you who are interested, we put it down there saying www.anmolbaby.com. And I'm sure there are wonderful resources there for baby wearing and answering your questions. Thank you once again. And it's bye-bye. We'll see you next week with another pathway for bonding with your baby.
All right. Take care.